Because God loved, He gave. That's a condition of that kind of love. If you're going to have agape love for someone, Brother Henya, it means you got to give something to them. It's not a scratch my back and I'll scratch your back kind of thing. It's a love that you give without condition. It's kind of love that you show for a homeless person when you give them something, a meal, or even a few dollars, and you don't ever expect to ever see them again. You don't expect that loan to be repaid or that gift to be repaid. It's given without condition. God, in His love, has sent the rain upon the earth for the just and the unjust, and makes His sun to shine upon everybody, no matter who you are or what you're doing. If we could learn how to show that kind of love to the world, what a difference we could make. What a difference we could make. Love does not sit upon a high horse. Love does not exclude. Love does not act differently because you're different. Love is the same. God gave. Sometimes we forget that God gave His Son in order for us to have our salvation, in order for us to be born again. God gave His Son. It was predetermined in eternity past. The Ancient of Days sat down with the Ancient of Days, and they conferenced in the triune Godhead and said, this is the way it will be. Before the foundations of the world were laid, God decided that this would be the way that it should be done. He gave His Son. Not just a Son, but His only Son. His only begotten Son. Never one before Him, nor should there ever be one after Him. We are sons and daughters. We are the children of God. But not because of that kind of relationship. We are because of adoption. God has adopted us. We were far from that family. Amen. And God, in His mercy and His love, adopted us and brought us into the family of God. His only Son, His only begotten Son. We don't understand what God gave until we go back and look at the cross. And look at the life of Jesus. He was perfect. Even the Roman governor could not lie and say that he found any fault with Him at all. I found this from a source unknown. There's no telling how long it may actually be. It's a story about a medieval monk. This monk announced that he would be preaching next Sunday evening on the love of God. As the shadows fell and the light ceased to come through the cathedral windows, the congregation gathered. In the darkness of the altar, the monk lighted a candle and carried it to the crucifix. First of all, he illuminated the crown of thorns. Next, the two wounded hands. Then the marks of the spear where it wounded his side. And finally, the pinned feet. In the hush that fell, he blew out the candle and left the chancel. There was nothing else to say. There is nothing else to say. God loved the world so much that He gave His only begotten Son. That's the message God had sent into the world. Not this part of the world or that part of the world, or this color of person or that color of person, or this type of sinner or that type of, but all. It's all inclusive. Sometimes we come to the place where you think some people are excluded. There's no heart that's so dark that God's light can't shine into it if they will allow it.